What's up, y'all? Hey, stay tuned because we're going to be showing NeedGodNet teaches you don't need to be water baptized. He says it himself, and the Bible says that you need to be baptized. So what we did is we typed in NeedGodNet water baptism, and look, here's the first video that pops up. Almost 3,000 views, and he's telling these children, what it looks like children, that they don't need to be baptized. And look what one of them says.
I was going to get baptized, but now that you're saying this, it's like, is it even worth it?
Like, look at that. The first statement in and of itself, he's convincing individuals almost not to get baptized.
I was going to get baptized, but now that you're saying this, it's like, is it even worth it?
Baptism's still a good thing. It's still a command of the Lord to get baptized, but just never think that you have to do it to go to heaven.
Okay, so it's a command, but you don't have to do it. Let's focus on that for a second. Jesus said, if you love me, keep my commandments. And here you have a man, NeedGodNet, which is supposedly teaching people that they need God. And here's how you can attain a relationship with God. He's trying to tell people that you can attain a relationship with God without keeping his commandments. You can go to heaven without keeping his commandments. Yet Jesus said, if you love me, keep my commandments. Why is it even a command if you don't have to do it? Let's listen to that again.
I was going to get baptized, but now that you're saying this, it's like, is it even worth it?
Baptism's still a good thing. It's still a command of the Lord to get baptized, but just never think that you have to do it to go to heaven.
Never think that you have to do it. It's just a command. We'll listen to more of this video later on, but that's just enough to show right now. He's saying you don't have to keep the commandments of God. Look at 1 Corinthians chapter 7, and it's talking about circumcision, uncircumcision. Under the New Testament, we have no such thing concerning a commandment to be circumcised, uncircumcised. But it says in 1 Corinthians 7, what's important? The keeping of the commandments of God. And this person is saying, NeedGodNet is saying that's not his name. That's what his YouTube name is, but they should change that because here's the first video you type up. NeedGodNet water baptism. You click on it, and what is something that he said first off to these individuals? He said, you don't need to be baptized to go to heaven. What's that mean? You don't need to keep the commandments of God to go to heaven.
Saying this, it's like, is it even worth it?
Baptism's still a good thing. It's still a command of the Lord to get baptized, but just never think that you have to do it to go to heaven.
Okay, well, we'll get into more stuff later on, but Jesus did say whoever believes and is baptized will be saved. So who are you going to believe? You going to believe this man who's telling people you don't need to be baptized, or are you going to actually believe the apostles and the prophets who, like Acts chapter 10, verse 48, they were commanding individuals. They commanded them. What does that mean if it's a command? It means you have to do it. If it's a command, do you know what transgression of the law is? The not keeping of the commandments. Do you know what transgression of the commandment is? Sin. That's sin. So this person is saying, well, it's a command, but you can sin. You don't have to do it, and you can go to heaven. What did Jesus say about using your own tradition to make void the commandments of God? That makes you a blind leader of the blind. And that's what we see. And we'll make plenty of videos going over this guy's teachings because look how many people he's teaching. 87,000. And guess what? He's not leading anybody to God. And this guy needs God himself.